Frontier Train Station, Dakota Territory Day. The train screeches to a halt in a plume of smoke and steam. Dust whirls in the fierce prairie wind. A sign swings loosely from rusted chains. Dry Hollow Station, EST 1867. Sarah Wellington, 28, steps down from the last car, lifting the hem of her travel-worn dress over the mud. Her eyes scan the platform. No one's there to greet her. In her gloved hand, she holds a worn envelope, the corners curled with age. The wind grabs at her veil as she pulls her wool coat tighter. From behind a barrel, a drunken station clerk, 50s, stumbles toward her, chewing a twig and squinting under the sun. Clerk: "You Sarah Wellington?" Sarah: "Yes, I'm here to meet Mr. Ben Crawford." He: Clerk, interrupting: "Crawford? Ma'am, I hate to be the one to say it, but Ben's dead. Been 3 weeks now. Ranch caught fire in a lightning storm. Took the whole place. Nothing left." Sarah's hand trembles. She clutches the letter tighter. Sarah: "There must be some mistake. He wrote to me weeks ago. He was expecting me." Clerk shrugs. "Reckon he didn't expect the sky to fall. Sorry, miss. That land's ash now." The clerk hands her another letter, this one scrawled in a rough, unfamiliar hand. Sarah unfolds it. Insert letter. "To the woman Ben said he was fixin' to marry. He's gone. Fire took him fast. Buried him myself. Ain't no home to come to, miss. Don't bother." She lowers the letter, her eyes blank. Her chest rises and falls rapidly, as if she's drowning in air. Station waiting room, later. The room is dim, the air stale. A ticking clock. Sarah sits alone on a bench, still gripping her luggage and the letter. A single tear tracks down her cheek. All she has is what's in her trunk, and a promise made to a man she never met. Prairie Trail Day. A rickety wagon creaks over uneven terrain. Sarah sits beside a grizzled wagon driver, 60s, who chews tobacco and squints at the horizon. Driver: "Don't know why you're headin' out there. Ain't nothin' left but cinders and rattlers. Man dies. Land should stay buried with him." Sarah, quietly: "Because someone has to remember him." He glances at her, then says no more. As the wagon moves farther from civilization, the land grows wilder. Vast, empty plains. A howl of coyotes echoes through the hills. They pass a burned-out fence line. A dead cow lies bloated in a field. Smoke still clings faintly to the air. Burnt homestead sunset. The wagon crests a rise. Below them lies what once was Ben's ranch, now just a blackened skeleton. Charred wooden beams lie in a jagged pile. The stone chimney stands, defiant and alone. Driver: "That's it." Sarah nods faintly. The driver unloads her trunk and climbs back aboard. Driver softly: "You sure, miss?" She lifts her chin. Her voice is steady, but her hands shake. Sarah: "Yes." The driver tips his hat, turns the wagon, and disappears over the ridge. Now alone. Burnt homestead night. Sarah walks the ashes slowly. Her boots sink into soot. She kneels by a half-melted horseshoe, picks it up gently. Crumbles fall through her fingers. She sits before the stone chimney, the only piece still standing. The wind whistles through the blackened remnants. From her satchel, she pulls out Ben's last letter. Ben, as she reads: "Sarah, I know you don't know my face, but I promise you'll know my heart. I built this ranch for us, a place to start again, to grow something honest. I'll be waitin' when that train pulls in, with a fresh jar of peach preserves and a ring made from my mother's brooch." The letter falls from her hand. Her body trembles. She sobs. Not the loud kind, but the silent kind, the kind that sinks into the earth, unnoticed by anyone but God and ghosts. Burnt hearth, later that night. As dusk settles, Sarah takes shelter beside the crumbling hearth. She shivers in her coat. Coyotes howl again, closer now. She opens her trunk, pulling out a worn Bible with a red ribbon. Her father's voice echoes in memory. Father, Vio, you'll take this with you, Sarah. It's not just the good book, it holds the future. Guard it well. She opens it, and inside, tucked between Psalms and Proverbs, lies a small velvet pouch. She unties it. Gold coins, dozens of them, enough to start a life, enough to rebuild. Her father's hidden dowry, every last cent he had left, now in her hands at the edge of nothing. Sarah gasps softly, overcome by the weight of it. Then quickly, nervously, she looks around. She stumbles outside, finds a small tree stump near the ruined barn, and begins digging into the earth with her hands. The soil is hard, cold, and stubborn, but she buries the pouch deep, covers it, marks the spot with a stone. Sarah whispers, "Not yet. Not till I'm ready." She looks to the horizon. The prairie wind rips at her dress. Smoke-stained clouds curl like ghosts overhead. Yet in her eyes, behind the tears and fatigue, a flicker of steel. She's not giving up. Not tonight. Prairie night. The prairie wind howls like a chorus of mourning spirits. The sky is a canvas of frozen black and pinprick stars. Cold creeps like fingers under Sarah's coat as she shivers in the ashes of the old homestead, huddled near the broken chimney, arms wrapped around her knees. Her lips are cracked, her face pale. She hasn't eaten in a day and a half. Her breath fogs in the air. In the distance, a wolf howls. Another answers. Closer. Sarah's eyes flutter with fear. She grips a piece of scorched wood like a weapon, though her hands barely have strength to lift it. Then, footsteps. Not animal. Human. A shape emerges from the smoke and moonlight, tall, broad-shouldered, with a blanket over one shoulder and a hunting knife on his belt. Caleb Blackfeather, 35, steps slowly into view. Half Lakota. His face is weathered by sun and loss. A jagged scar cuts down his left temple. His expression is unreadable. Sarah stumbles back against the chimney wall. "Sarah, don't come closer. I'll scream." Caleb raises one hand in peace. The other holds a small bundle, dried meat. He tosses it gently near her feet, then kneels a safe distance away and starts a fire from dry grass and flint. He doesn't speak, only watches. Sarah stares at the jerky, hesitant, then grabs it with shaking hands and devours it like a starving animal. The fire crackles between them. Her fear lingers, but her hunger is stronger. Caleb finally speaks, voice low and measured. "Caleb, saw your wagon tracks. You're alone?" Sarah doesn't answer. She just nods faintly. He nods back. Nothing more. The silence between them stretches. Not cruel, but careful. Measured. Int. Cave and ridge. Later that night, Caleb guides her to a narrow cave hidden among the rocks, shielded from the wind, with a fire pit and furs on the ground. Sarah stumbles in and collapses, dizzy. Her skin is hot. Fever. Sarah weakly. "Mama?" Her voice cracks. She murmurs in a haze, caught between memory and dream. Caleb kneels beside her. He places a cool cloth on her brow, made from his own shirt. He stokes the fire, tucks a blanket around her, and keeps watch. Outside, the wind screams, but inside the cave, a fragile peace. Dream sequence. Sarah's memory. Int. Boston bedroom. Day. Years earlier. A younger Sarah sits beside a frail woman in bed, her mother. "Mother," softly, "the world will not be kind, Sarah. But you be kind anyway, even when it costs you." Sarah weeps silently. Her mother's hand squeezes hers. Mother, smiling. "One day, you'll build something no fire can touch." Cave, morning. Sarah wakes to the smell of pine smoke and a stew bubbling over the fire. Her fever has broken. Caleb sits sharpening a knife nearby. She pushes herself up, weak but alive. "Sarah, Why'd you help me? Caleb doesn't look up. Caleb didn't feel like watching someone else die this winter. EXT. Prairie Hills, days later. Sarah's strength returns. She walks beside Caleb, still wary, but no longer afraid. He moves like a shadow, alert, silent, attuned to the land. She learns his past in pieces. Caleb, quietly, I was a scout. For the Bluecoats. Thought it'd bring peace. It didn't. Sarah, so where do you belong now? He shrugs. Caleb, nowhere that wants me. Burnt homestead, later. They return to the blackened ranch. Sarah kneels by the marked stone and digs up the velvet pouch. She opens it, shows Caleb the gold coins gleaming in the morning light. Sarah, I want to rebuild it. This land, this ranch, not just for me, for what it could be. Caleb eyes the gold, then the charred land around them. Caleb, this land doesn't forgive easy. Sarah, neither do I. Montage. Beginning again. Caleb swings an axe, chopping down pine near the stream. Sarah boils water in an iron pot over a stone hearth she rebuilt herself. They drag logs together, building a crude A-frame shelter. She sews a torn coat, fingers nimble by lantern light. They sit silently by a fire, sharing hard bread and jerky. Caleb carves a handle, teaches her to hold and fire a rifle. Her aim improves. She laughs, just once, when he trips over a chicken they bartered for in town. They plant seeds in the thawing earth. She reads aloud from her father's old Bible as the wind rustles the prairie grass. Each day, the homestead takes shape again, not as it was, but as something new, something theirs. Prairie Ridge, night. They sit by a fire, overlooking the land. Sarah watches the stars. Caleb sharpens a tool. She finally breaks the silence. Sarah, why are you helping me? Caleb doesn't look at her. He tosses the knife into the dirt. Then softly, Caleb, because you're not giving up. A beat. She nods. Her eyes glisten. The wind whistles gently through the grass, no longer a threat, just music from the earth. And beside it all, their new home rises slowly from the ashes. Ridge overlook, night. A blood-red moon hangs over the prairie. A lone figure on horseback surveys the small cabin below, its chimney smoke rising soft against the stars. Malachi Rourke, 40s. Rugged, stinking of rotgut whiskey, eyes narrowed beneath a greasy hat. He spits into the dirt. Malachi muttering, thought I'd buried this dream once. Now she thinks it's hers. Behind him, 3 rough men, hired hands with twitchy fingers, adjust their rifles. Malachi, she's sittin' on Crawford gold. My family's gold. Tonight, we take it back. Cabin night. Candlelight dances across the log walls. Sarah, hardened now, sleeves rolled, hands blistered, drops her last nail into the box. The floor is done. Caleb, shirt off, sweat glistening, scars raw, ties the last beam in place. Their work is finished. A home, simple but theirs. Sarah looks at him, then reaches for his hand. Sarah, I couldn't have done this without you. Caleb, quietly, yes, you could have. A soft moment. They hold each other's gaze. Then, the crack of a twig outside. Caleb, tense. Trouble rides before the frost. Homestead dawn. The horizon glows orange. But the peace is broken. For men on horseback approach, rifles slung across their chests. Malachi, well, look at that. The little bride done made herself a nest. Sarah steps outside, rifle in hand. Caleb's shadow appears behind her. Malachi spits. You ain't no widow. You're just a bag of gold in skirts. Sarah, steady. This land was Ben's. You left it for dead. Malachi, and now I'm resurrecting it, with what's rightfully mine. He nods. One of his men dismounts and lunges for the door. Caleb shouts, don't. Gunfire shatters the silence. Homestead, continuous, gunfight sequence. Chaos erupts. Caleb fires first. One rider is blown back off his horse. Sarah ducks inside, trembling, then fires through the door, hitting another. A bullet grazes Caleb's ribs. He stumbles, but stays upright. Sarah reloads, hands shaking, eyes wild. The third rider flees into the trees. Malachi, furious, grabs Sarah from behind the cabin. Malachi growling, "You should have run, girl." Knife pressed to her throat. Cabin, seconds later. Caleb bursts through the doorway, blood staining his side. Malachi holds Sarah in front of him, blade tight. Malachi snarling, "One more step, and I open her up." A beat. Then Caleb charges, full force. The knife slashes, Caleb grunts, stabbed in the shoulder. But he tackles Malachi into the hearth. Their bodies crash into the burning stove. Flames erupt, smoke and sparks. Fists fly, elbows, knees, roars. Sarah grabs the fallen rifle, but can't shoot. Caleb's in the way. With a final roar, Caleb headbutts Malachi, grabs the back of his neck, and drives him face first into the open flames. Malachi screams. Flesh sizzles. Then silence. Malachi falls, dead. Cabin moments later. Caleb collapses. Blood soaking through his shirt. Sarah, crying. No, don't do this. Don't leave me now." She presses cloth to his wound. Her hands shake. Tears fall. Caleb, weakly, "Build it, for both of us." He loses consciousness. Fade to black. Brown square epilogue months later, day. New homestead, summer. The fields are green. Wheat sways like the ocean. A chicken pecks in the dirt. A new house, strong, wide, handmade. A porch swing creaks in the breeze. Sarah stands barefoot in the garden. Her once fancy Boston dress, now worn denim and canvas. Her hands are calloused. Her eyes, fierce and free. A school bell rings in the distance. From over the hill, a child, a local orphan she's taken in, runs to her. Child laughing. "Mama, come see the baby goats." Sarah smiles, wipes her hands, and turns. Behind her, Caleb emerges from the barn, limping, scarred, but alive. He leans on a carved walking stick. His eyes find hers. They don't need to speak. They built more than shelter. They built a life. She came with nothing but gold and a dream, but what she built was a life no fire could destroy. If this story stirred your heart, if you believe love and courage can rise from ashes, then please like this video and share it with someone who still believes in second chances. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Have you ever found hope where there was none? And don't forget to subscribe for more unforgettable frontier stories, tales of grit, heart, and the strength it takes to build something that lasts. Because sometimes the fire is only the beginning.